All right, Tim, you ready? You ready to giggle? Are you prepared to do this? All right. Excellent.
Okay.
Mike Golick looks like the crooked auto mechanic who says, I'll get right on it. Then 1 hour later, you check on him, and he's leaning against the vending machine eating a candy bar.
Well, Golick isn't crooked, but that's a 5 out of 10.
Mike Trout looks like a World War II GI emerging from a foxhole soaked in glory after once again saving his overzealous but incompetent kid brother, Johnny Manziel.
That's good. That's a 7.
Chuck Pagano looks like Tony Sperano's friend from childhood that Tony has to reluctantly beat up for repeatedly failing to pay back a gambling debt. Bruce Arians and Mike Dunleavy Sr. are the two guys on lookout while Tony Sperano is beating up Chuck Pagano.
God, who does this? That's an 8.
All right. Jeff Fisher looks like the guy in a Leonard Skinner shirt shotgunning a beer on the infield of a NASCAR track.
I don't know, Jeff Fisher, that's pretty good. That's a 9.
Terry Collins looks like the guy who shows up at the Golden Girls' house to pick up Blanche Devereaux for a date. That's good, man.
Excellent.
Terry's only 66, but that's pretty good. That's an 8.
Yeah, that's really good. Paul Feinbaum looks like the human embodiment of the NCAA rule book.
Oh, God. That's so bad.
Let's move on.
That's
Chip,
a 9.
all right. That's a 9.
So bad.
That's a 9. Chipper Jones looks like the guy who asks you how you want your steak done, then gives the tongs a few test clicks and says, well, then medium rare it is, with a smirk.
No, he's way too cool for that. I'm going to give that a 4.
Brett Bielema looks like the guy who says, diet starts tomorrow, as he takes a giant bite out of a pulled pork sandwich.
Oh, God. I don't know him very well. That's a 5, but that's pretty specific.
All right. Yeah, it is very specific. And now, because you said that we were going after Jim Tomsula too much, we've only got one Jim Tomsula for you this week, okay? But we've got several Frank Vogels. So here is the Jim Tomsula one. He looks like the softball coach who isn't playing your daughter on Saturday because she missed practice.
Poor guy. I'm going to give that a 5 and see if we can get him off the list at all.
All right.
Completely next week.
All right. Frank Vogel looks like the guy who shows up when the car dealership salesman says, I've got to go get my manager.
That's good. That's a 6.
Frank Vogel looks like the guy who keeps calling you to hang out and you keep creating excuses not to go.
No, that's not good. That's a 4.
Right, we're going to get you right now.
Like
we're going to get you on this one, though. Frank Vogel looks like the guy who lost his high-powered vice president job, but 2 weeks later is still afraid to tell his wife, so he keeps pretending to go to work.
Terrible. That's pretty good. That's a 7.
All right. So which is the best one, Feinbaum or Terry Collins? Which is the best one?
Well, I like Paul Feinbaum, but that's probably the best one.
All right. Thank you, Tim. We'll talk to you again next week, sir.
Okay.